Think I am live. Yes, I am. 3 people here. Okay. I'm going to wait a little bit. Well, I mean, if one person is here, there's no sense in waiting. We're here for the release of my new book, Broad Street Bastard. If you're having a hard time finding this on Amazon, I suspect that they are shadow banning me, which means making it harder to find the book. And I think it's because of this word right here. This naughty word. I think Amazon doesn't like it. So you might have to type in the full name of the book and my full name. If you still can't find it, click on my name and I'll go through all of the books. Or go to my website and I've got it right there. Right there on the front page. And just a link to it. I'm not happy about that. Hello, Rob. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Let me move this mic closer to me. Make sure I'm heard. I'm going to give at least one paperback book away. Maybe 2, depending on how many people show. I don't anticipate very many people being here. I don't necessarily have that kind of draw for doing this type of streaming thing. I don't have very many subscribers, and I don't regularly do content. I have no reason to have subscribers. So we'll see. And now that Twitter is getting more and more difficult to see, people's stuff that they're sharing. Same with Facebook. I mean, I have 3.3 thousand Facebook friends, and they really, really limit what people can see because they want you to pay for ad space. So apparently Twitter's kind of doing that same thing with wanting you to pay for the check mark every month or whatever, $8. So yeah, it's kind of a drag. So yeah, no, but I guess it's a business, right? And we're all slaves to it. And if they're making money, then why stop? I mean, I don't like it, but it does make it harder to have your stuff seen if you're creative, or if you're trying to use Twitter to, market anything, sell books, artwork, music, whatever. It can be difficult to see your stuff. I do want to mention, I don't know how many of you are aware of my other podcast. Well, I have 2. Bleeding Page podcast talks about writing and marketing. And then Final Guys, which is every Tuesday night, live at 8. We've had a 5-week hiatus after having a 6-year anniversary with the show. 5 weeks off because Jason Brandt went to Germany to help film a movie called The Last Kumite that has Billy Blanks and Cynthia Rothrock and a bunch of people that I don't know their names, but they were big in the 90s and stuff for karate movies and action films. Anyway, we're having our return episode tonight where we are discussing a bunch of horror films, including the main feature, which is the new Children of the Corn. So if you want to hear our thoughts on that, tune in. I'll be sharing a link. I see they posted it right now. Or do a search on Vinyl Guys on YouTube, subscribe, whatever, and be notified. But lots of fun. Lots of people show up for that in chat in the chat room. It's a good time, man. Author Hunter Shea is there. Author Tim Meyer will be there tonight. The Electrifying Jack Campisi, and then author Jason Brandt, who has his So Bad It's Good YouTube channel that's very successful. He has got 80,000 subscribers or more. So, yeah, check that out tonight. Live at 8 in 2 hours. So I can't spend too much time doing this tonight, hanging out, celebrating the release of Broad Street Bastard. Look at this too. I had to lighten the cover. I uploaded a new file for the cover, because this one is too dark, and the color is really off, man. I don't know if you can see that very well. That's better. But the cover is a little off. Amazon tends to do that. They do things darker than they should be. But yeah, this is in reverse, so I guess you can't read it, but it's like 130 some pages. Broad Street Bastard. The story behind this is a standalone. I guess I should get these down. It's a standalone, but it's also in the same world as these two books. The Same Deep Water as You and Slow Burn on Riverside. Uses the same narrator, same protagonist, Jex. He doesn't have a last name, not yet. And they're coming of age, and I've been writing them backwards, and there is a reason why. But they're all 100% standalone. You do not need to read them in order if you don't want to. If you do read them in order, then you read them like this: Broad Street, Slow Burn, Deep Water. The only thing that you get out of reading them in order is once in a while a name will be dropped or an incident will be dropped that's referred to, and you'll know more about what happened, but it's not detrimental to each book. Also, you'll get to watch Jex, the protagonist, grow. He's not as likable here as he is here, and he's not as likable here as he is here. So he learns. I mean, that's what coming of age is about, right? Learning as we go along. Rob says, Amazon always darkens those covers. Yes, I hate it. It does suck. I'm still pretty new to you, actually. Well, man, the fact that you're here is pretty cool. So thank you. I've only read one of your books, but I'd like to read more. What did you read, Rob? And to answer your question again, no, you absolutely don't have to read them in order. If you want to, yeah. How the Skin Sheds. Okay. Yeah, that one just came out. I like that one. Some of my stuff is like crime thriller. Some of it's I don't have a whole lot of like splattery type stuff. Cannibal Creator, I guess, is like that. How the Skin Sheds, which I really like that book a lot. Actually, I'm writing a sequel right now to How the Skin Sheds. And I've got some humorous crime and lots of coming of age, lots of just straightforward dark fiction, contemporary dark literary stuff that it's like could be horror, or maybe it's not horror. It's like I can see someone saying most of my books aren't horror, and I could see somebody saying all my books are horror. So I don't know. Oh yeah, that's what I like about you, though. You've got a bit of everything. Thanks, man. That's why I want to see what the other books are like. Yeah, I don't know what you're into, but I mean, it depends, really. I like to. What you won't find with my stuff really is supernatural, unless it's your short story collection. Sometimes I have some supernatural stuff in there, but for the most part, I do not have supernatural stuff. I like to deal with human horror, like real people, situations that could really happen, scenarios. Like, what if this, and it could actually happen, and yeah, because that's the stuff I'm attracted to. I have an issue with suspension of disbelief when I'm reading about ghosts and things like that. They don't always do it for me unless it's really, really, really well written. You read nearly everything? Me too, man. Me too. I just read a coming of age that was I wouldn't consider it cozy, but it was like contemporary. Um, and I did read a cozy fantasy this year called Legends and Lattes. And I'm reading another fantasy book right now. I'm reading some Joe Lansdale. What else am I reading? A horror western by C.S. Humble called Massacre on Yellow Hill or something like that. It's pretty good. Um, Man, no one's here. Freaking Twitter, man. I should have sent this out in my newsletter earlier too, and I forgot to. Yes, you are here. And if you're the only one here, Rob, you may be winning a paperback, my friend. Or maybe you'll have a 50-50 chance doing that. Yeah, what else am I reading? I'm actually reading what was that? Oh, I'm reading two Lansdale, The Thicket and his new crime collection he's got coming out, Things Get Ugly, which is good. I mean, it's Lansdale. I will. Yeah, I was gonna do a little reading, but am I seriously just gonna sit here and read just to you, Rob, like a little bedtime story? I wasn't gonna read much anyway. I just like the first chapter in this thing because I don't want to. Number one, I don't want to give anything away, and number two, I don't want to read anything dirty. And this thing's got some sex in it, man, and it's too early in the day for that. It is a bit weird, isn't it? If no one speaks up, maybe I should have done this closer to Final Guys. Have everybody come over here and hang out, then move over to Final Guys. Yeah, if nobody else speaks up in a little bit, I won't read. Reggie reads, do you have any plans to write more books with John Bowden? Great question. I love writing with John. We wrote a novel, a full-length novel, and we signed a contract with oh my gosh. I can't believe that I'm sorry. Crystal Lake Publishing. Man, I'm sorry. I've got two books coming out at the very beginning of next year. One through Cemetery Dance, and I drew a blank. Yes, Crystal Lake Publishing. John and I have a book coming out called The Bedmakers. That is a very sad crime thriller. Lots of twists. It's one of the best things either of us have ever written, and the longest thing that either of us have written. So that will be out on my birthday, actually. February 13th is when that's out. And the cover artist is currently working on the cover. I saw one mock-up for it so far. So I think they're going back to the drawing board a little bit on that. So hopefully we'll be able to share, I don't know, maybe something in the next month or so. But yeah, man. The Bedmakers. And then we started something else called Trailer Park Coven. That was my idea, and I was going to write it by myself, and I asked him to write it with me. because I thought it would be fun. It's not a really a serious thing. I mean, it's not like a joke book either, but it's not as serious as like Behind the Barn or the Bed Makers for sure. It's just kind of a fun thing about this guy and his buddy who discovered that there's a coven in the trailer park that they live in, a witch's coven. So it's a trailer trash crimey read, and who knows what else will be in it because we are not that far into it. We've put it off writing for a couple of years now, and we were just talking about the other day. So hopefully soon John will be done doing something that he's doing right now because he doesn't want to get overwhelmed with writing too many things at the same time, which can happen easy. That's what I'm doing right now. And so, yeah, hopefully we'll get back into that soon because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But thanks for asking. I like writing with John. He's a very laid back, excellent writer, easy to work with, and we do well kind of emulating each other. So the book feels seamless. You really enjoyed All Behind the Barn, man. Thank you so much. I really like that book too. That is, people, we've got a good response for Out Behind the Barn. A lot of fun. I wish it was longer. We've actually even toyed around with doing a sequel because people have asked that a lot. And I did come up with an idea that we were never going to do a sequel. And then I came up with an idea that I thought was sequel worthy. And I gave it to John. And he's like, yeah, maybe. But that's on the back burner. And my hair's all frizzy. I just washed it. And it's like Muppet hair. Look at that. So, what is everyone reading? Like, what are you reading today or this week, or plan to read and start reading? The Exorcist, William Peter Blatty. Never read it. Seen the movie a bunch of times, but I have never read William Peter Blatty at all. Never read The Exorcist. Mr. Brad, you are here. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. We were just talking about writing with John Bowden, talking about Broad Street Bastard, of course, which I was going to read the first chapter out of. And we were talking about, I just asked everybody what they're reading this week. I heard The Exorcist is a great book. It's one of those books, to be perfectly honest, I put off because it's scary. Yeah, there's one book that I would love to read, but I think that I probably never will, and that's Jack Ketchum's The Girl Next Door. He's such a good writer, and I know what his words can do, man, and I don't know that I want that like in my head bumming me out. I'm reading Mary, An Awakening of Terror. Is that the one with the painting of the chick in the tub? Brad, you are reading The Hollow Kind by Andy Davidson. I'm going to Google that so I can see what the cover looks like. Okay, I recognize the cover. I've been seeing it around a little bit. I think I have an Andy Davidson book. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Nope, John Bowden sent me The Boatman's Daughter. said it was good. Jose, can't wait to read the new book, dude. I can't wait for you to read it either. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to give one of these away. They're not signed, but it's free. So, Jose, you liked, was it Slow Burn or Deepwater or one of the two? Or maybe both, I can't remember. But yeah, like I was telling these guys, if you must read them in order and you don't have to, they're totally standalone, then you read them like this, in this order. First, second, third. but the only difference is you get to watch Jex, the protagonist, grow. He's not as likable here as he is in here. He's not as likable here as he is in here. And that's coming of age for you. We just watch him grow, learn about life, learning about trying to stay sober, learning about relationships, how to be a good person while trying not to get killed, trying not to lose your mind while doing drugs, and trying to keep a friend who is freakishly in love with you, and then dealing with lots of grief and loss. All very dark books. They all have death in them. People die. Book. Brad says, if you do audiobooks, you should listen to The Exorcist that Bloody narrates. His narration is phenomenal. Really? Huh. Man, that would probably be even scarier to have someone reading that book to you. Deep water, man. I'm so excited. My daughter has chickenpox right now, so we're missing our non-refundable trip. Oh my gosh. Dude. Oh. Man. Sorry. Wow, what a bummer. What a bummer. Oh, she's probably so bummed. Chickenpox. Oh, man. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Who knows? Maybe if you would have went, you had all came home with COVID instead or something. I don't know. I try to think like that. I had shingles before that. Dude. Oh, man. Shingles? Yeah, and you're only 31. Does shingles run in your family? I have never had it. Lord willing, I will never have it. But I heard it's painful. Yeah. What is happening? It sounds like a storm that is not fun. First person to get it. Wow. Man, I don't want that crap. Well, I'm glad you are laughing, LOLing about the thing, and that you were able to get some reading in, I guess. Yeah. I think my grandfather had shingles, and I think he was in pain. That sucks, man. That sucks bad. I guess I'll read a chapter. It's a short chapter. It'd probably take me a minute or two to read this. I don't want to read too much anywhere else. So I'm only going to, because I don't want to give anything away. So I'm only going to read this opening chapter, short opening chapter. It's like 3 pages, 2.5 pages. Should I hold the book like this so everyone can see the cover? Which the cover doesn't look good with this light. That looks better. This pretty girl and this trashy pretty girl on the cover here. New friends. Southwest Michigan, late spring 1988. I must have been tired of my own bullshit because I decided to go back to school. Night school. It seemed more my pace and a hell of a lot less cumbersome. No real burdensome dedication to warming a chair with only 90 minutes a day. I can do that. My class had varying ages, most around my age, 18. Some were all the way up to what I suspect was 30-something based on the laugh lines. Maybe a little older if the nicotine stains on one man's fingers had anything to say about it. I took to one kid right away because he had long hair. Not as long as mine, but long enough. That was Jason. In 1988, when a kid with long hair sees another, it's like a high five from across the room. We get it. Jason's voice was boisterous and commanding, confident like a car salesman. He made me feel like I mumbled when I talked, like I was too mellow. He made me laugh. Together, we were hysterical. Only problem with Jason was he listened to butt rock. He still had room in his player for the heavier side of metal, but when it came down to it, he'd rather spin Shout at the Devil than Kill 'Em All. That's where we butted heads. Nicky Six rides that E string like it's the only one he's got, I'd told him. Pick up a bass for 3 weeks and you could nail every single Crew song perfectly. He's a no-talent hack. Maybe, but he can ride a bus better than Cliff. Ouch. By the end of the first week at night school, I had 4 new friends, 3 of them unlikely. Donnie, a gentle giant of a boy with a heart of gold. We'd gone to high school together, but I never gave him the time of day. Getting to know him spotlighted a shallow side of me I didn't care for. He taught me a lot about taking time to consider what others might be going through behind closed doors, and how awesome they might be if you can look past 350 pounds of padded flesh. Then there was Kat. She was 6 years older than me, married, no kids, a plain Jane country girl with a thing for young guys with long hair. The smiles that chick would give me. I think she looked at guys like me as something dangerous. Behind her big brown eyes was a taboo curiosity. She was direct to the point of awkward, and I was at an age where the thought of being with an older woman scared me a little, like she might harbor otherworldly expectations I'd never be able to meet. I felt like if she ever had her way with me, those skinny legs of hers would make sure I never walked again. I'd eventually find out. And finally, there was Mooney Gardenia. We'd gone to high school together. She was beautiful. No, gorgeous. But she was one of those girls you don't pay mind to because they're so out of your league. Why bother? Why entertain the idea that she'd want to exchange a few words, let alone more than that? So when she bummed a smoke from me in the parking lot one night and struck up a conversation about music, the scales fell, and the beauty I ignored for the last few years smacked me in the face, shot through my groin and into my heart. I was smitten. I'd never traded words with her, never traded glances, and there we were talking about River's Edge and the Sex Pistols, sharing the same Marlboro cloud on a Tuesday night. I never believed in love at first sight until the night she let me breathe the same air as her. And from that moment on, I knew we could never really be friends. That's the first chapter. Did I do the artwork? Yes. I did the artwork for this one. I did the artwork for Slow Burn. And Zach McCain did this artwork, who also did the artwork for Out Behind the Barn, the paperback version of The Pale White, the limited Thunderstorm edition of Wormwood, my Vampire Thing Blood Letter written under C.E. Lutsky. And he also did the limited Halo of Flies hardcover. Great artist. We used him a lot. I feel like he did something else, but maybe that was it. Most of the other covers I did myself. Thanks, man. I like it. I like that cover. I like the colors, and hopefully, because I uploaded I tweaked the colors a little bit, made them because Amazon print's so dark. So, I uploaded a lighter version of it, so hopefully it'll come out better. And again, the light in here for this is not good, so it shows up dark anyway. But I wish this wasn't backwards. I don't know how to. I guess I don't know what I'm doing with the camera. Yeah, so I don't want to be in here too long, so I do want to give a paperback away. If a bunch of people were going to show, which I knew they wouldn't, because Twitter and Facebook like to hide stuff that you share. I would have given 2 away. Paperback is already on Amazon for only $8.99. Yeah. Yep, it was released today. Actually, technically, I secretly released a paperback of Broad Street Bastard a few days ago. And told nobody. So, but yeah, I'm giving away a copy. And so I guess, I don't know. I thought I had like a trivia thing or something I could ask, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah, man. Well, you know, Amazon, when you're uploading something like a print copy, they can be like, "Oh, you need to fix this thing." And they say that it can take up to 72 hours to even hear back or for the book to go live. So it never does take 72 hours. It doesn't even hardly ever take 24 hours. Usually takes 12 or more. But I wanted to make sure it was here by today, because the Kindle was going live for sure. So, man, I thought I had a cool trivia idea, and now I'm blanking on what that was. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna do this generator thing. There's not a lot of people here, so I'll instead of like be the first one to type this out kind of thing. Say your name in the thing, in the chat, and I will put it in this. I will put it in this thing, and I will spin it, and we'll find out who won. I got Brad Proctor, Jose Villanueva. Sorry, buddy. I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's a cool name, though. Rob is still here. I don't know how to pronounce Rob's name either. Rob Sonenez. Reggie reads. It's easy. Okay. 4 dudes in here. It's a sausage fest. All right, let's do this. Make sure I got everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Rich Banky. I'll put that in parentheses. All right, unless anybody else speaks up, I'm going to spin this wheel. And you guys have a 25% chance of winning a paperback. All right. I'm spinning it. Reggie reads. Mr. Rich Banky. Email me. You can either reach out to me on social media or email me at chad@chadlutsky.com and let me know your shipping address, and I will have that mailed out to you. I hope everybody gets the book and tunes into Final Guys tonight as we do our live at 8 as we do our return episode. I'll be posting links to that as soon as I get off from here. And thanks so much for hanging out for a little bit, for hearing me talk about the book, listening to me talk about the book, and to me reading the chapter. I hope you get the book, and if you read it, I hope you love it. Don't know when my next book will be out, but who knows? I didn't even have the idea for this until May, and then I wrote it, and here we go. I try to do things as fast as I possibly can if I feel really inspired. So thanks so much, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful evening tonight, a great week, and happy reading. And Jose, I hope that you go to Walt Disney World very, very soon. Thanks, guys.